clips from battles and stuff.
He paid for Pokeblue? What the heck?
Whoa!
It's only 80 Poke a month. It's not bad. And if you don't pay for Pokeblue, it's really like your posts are never gonna hit the top. Nobody's ever gonna see them. You really gotta pay for it. Get that little check mark.
Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you so much for joining us today. As you might hear in my voice, I am not well, but I really wanted to play Pokemon. So we're going to be playing a game of Unbeatable today, but I might be doing a few things that help me, save the quality of my voice. I might be doing a few fewer Pokemon noises today. And as a part of that, one of our lovely adventurers, Gavin Newman, is willing to do today's recap for us. So Gavin, take it away.
Last time on Unbeatable, a Kanto journey, me, Gavin Newman, and my friends all completed, we were finishing up business in Viridian City. So first thing after I got up was called home. I called my mum for the first time since I made it to Kanto. And I introduced her to all of my new Pokemon, and I told her about some of the dangerous stuff we'd been getting up to, which, but she seemed okay with it until I told her that I had news that my dad was in Kanto. Anyway, then we headed to the Viridian City gym because we wanted to cheer on our friend Tanner, who has this really dope ghost-type Pokemon. He cleaned up and did a really good job. And then, plot twist, turns out Seth had challenged him. Not only challenged him, he had challenged his Umbreon, his baddest goddamn Pokemon. He managed to clutch it by flinching the Umbreon with an Ice Fang, and he managed to just clutch that victory, and it was incredible. And fulfilling that promise, Leader Silver promised to introduce him to Adeline Voss, who was the CEO of and owner of this company called Vossco. I don't know who that is because I'm not from Kanto, but they're apparently a Poketech company, a lot like Silphco, and he actually also gave us the TM Dark Pulse for our group. So, now we find ourselves, we're heading to the Viridian City Pokemon with Viridian City Pokemon Center with Silver, and we're going to be heading out on our journey pretty soon, back to Pallet Town.
Thank you, young Gavin Newman, for that setup. I appreciate you helping me save my voice.
Sorry for rambling, Pokemon Professor. You're welcome.
So, getting into today's game, as Gavin had mentioned, all of you, including the 4 group members, yourselves and Vermilion, as well as Gym Leader Silver and Trainer Tanner, who is a friend of yours, are all on your way to the Pokemon Center. Now, to give you a note on what today's going to look like, we're all aware that today we're going to be traveling a little bit from Viridian to Pallet Town. Is there any roleplay that people would like done while you are in Viridian City? Because it's one of those things where there are a couple of things we got to get to that are very heavy mechanics based. I know that you're all going to want to re-up on your things from the Pokemart. You guys had the homework behind the scenes, everyone, little behind the scenes. They all had the homework of getting what they needed from the Pokemart, and they're going to present that to me as part of today's episode. Mm-hmm. But is there anybody you're wanting to talk to, any roleplay that you're wanting to have while you're in Viridian City?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not for me.
I feel like you guys wrapped things up pretty nicely last episode. So, for the sake of brevity, young Seth Wake, I believe you were going to go rush Bowie to the Pokemon Center because he had been hit by a toxic.
He hurt.
He really hurt. And very quickly, I think one of the things that... So once again, to give you guys a look behind the curtain, this is not actually the first time we've tried recording this episode. I was having internet issues the last time we did, so we played maybe 15 minutes into an episode before we gave up. Seth Wake, as we've kind of discussed in the past, the Nurse Joyless, who you guys have so wonderfully nicknamed, was actually very impressed with the battle that you gave against Leader Silver, and it seems like has a little bit more respect for you as a person.
Right. You psychoanalyze somebody, I don't know. I didn't like that. Anyway, yeah, that was cool. Thanks.
You want to take that from the top and just
Nope.
go for it? No. All right, fuck you, dude. That's fine. No, that's fine. I'll edit that. It's okay. Leave it. Okay, good to know. But you head Bowie to the Pokemon Center. It's going to be a couple hours before he's fully back up to health. So you guys easily head over to the Pokemart then. I'm trying to think if Tanner or Silver would have had anything for you before you leave. But I think both of them wrapped up their conversations with you quite nicely at the gym.
You did mention during the 15-minute thing, the stature or like the presence of Silver.
Yes, this is
If you
something
wanted to
that
bring
I
that
wanted. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for reminding me of
I've done
that. So yeah, one of the things I had mentioned to them previously, but obviously you as an audience didn't see this, is that Leader Silver is someone who obviously exudes an aura of power. He's an extremely accomplished battler. He is someone who, before you guys steamrolling his gym, had a very good reputation of destroying young trainers. But the moment that you kind of went with him out of the gym, you kind of pulled him from his literal throne that he's there. He's still very powerful, but he exudes more of just the aura of a guy who is very strong. And even when you guys got up to the Pokemon Center itself, he had stepped aside and he allowed Seth to go up and heal Bowie first. He shows a bit more humanity. He even seems like he's a little less annoyed at Tanner for Tanner's what was seen as kind of an underhanded win from Tanner. There is definitely like this aura of Leader Silver when you all return might be someone who you see more as a friend than as the gym leader you're trying to overcome.
Nice.
Added to friend list.
Added to friend. Wait. Do we have friend lists?
Are you
Mine
on
can't
Pokemon?
add friends.
You have a phone, so there's
No, I
that's
feel
as
like-
close to a friend list as you're
I
gonna
feel
get.
like that'd be weird. We were like, can I add you?
Well, you're actually already aware that he's going to be getting in contact with Seth at some point in the next day or so to give Adeline Voss's email.
I'm gonna look up Silver on Pokegram. Is he verified?
Oh yeah, he's verified, but it's definitely one of those ones that like Kyle runs the page. Like Silver definitely doesn't run it.
Damn it.
It's a lot of like clips from battles
He
and stuff.
paid for Pokeblue? What the heck?
Whoa.
You know, it's only 80 Poke a month. You know, it's not bad.
Wow.
And if you don't pay for Poke Blue, it's really like your posts are never gonna hit the top. Nobody's ever gonna see them. You really gotta pay for it. Get that little check mark. But you are aware that Seth is gonna be getting contacted by Leader Silver sometime in the next couple days because of the promise that had been made over their fight. So you all had homework, and I'm gonna go down the line, and you're gonna tell me what you bought at the Pokemart, if you need permission for anything from the Pokemart, and how much money you spent at the Pokemart. I feel like I saw Kenna put a lot of time into this, so I'm going to start with Coryne. All right, Coryne, what did you get today?
Well, as we bebopped into a Pokemart, we went ahead and we picked up a basket, because there's no way she's going to be able to hold all this in her hands. So she's going to pick up just a couple of rations to re-up for the road, re-up on Poke Food for water type, and pick up some bug type as well. And
For
then
your brand new Beedrill.
for my Beedrill. And then Coryne is definitely one of those people that like doesn't make a shopping list, so she goes up and down the aisles, brisk pace, but we're going up and down the aisles, and she spots a friend ball over by the Pokeballs. She picks it up and she takes a look at it, throws it in the basket.
As you grab the friend ball and kind of toss it in your cart, you notice deal. Premier balls, half off. Premier balls, you're aware, are balls that you can normally only get from special offers. It seems like for some reason, this order of them is now being sold in the market for a half off price, which is confusing to you.
Is there a store clerk nearby?
This is tiny, sleepy Viridian. There's probably not going to be a clerk nearby. They're probably going to be one working who's up at the counter.
They're half off. Let me double check. I don't remember. Half off on a Premier Ball.
Premier balls don't have a listed price. I just checked.
No,
They
they're
don't?
promotional
What?
items. They're selling
They're
promotional,
promotional
items.
They're
And
selling
I want to
it?
clarify. It says half off. It does not say a price. I want to clarify that.
So maybe you buy 5 Pokeballs and you get a Premier Ball.
I'm going to pick up a Premier Ball. I'm going to pick up 2. No. I'm only going to pick up 1, and I'm going to stick it in my basket, and I'm going to ask the cashier about it when I get up there. Okay, so I peep a sleeping bag. I pick it up. and I put it under my arm. And then, as I'm walking by to the checkout counter, I see a little kiosk of sunglasses. I get a little bit distracted. I try on a pair. Not great. I try on another pair. And then I think, I like this pair. Maybe for me, maybe not for me. I can't really decide, but I get impulse buying mode, and I throw them in the basket, and then I walk up to the cashier.
So you buy a pair of black glasses.
Yes.
Good to know. All right, interesting. So you pop up to counter, and it's that thing of like you can still see Vermilion, Seth, and Gavin all still kind of like milling about buying all of their things that they need. The cashier is a young woman, maybe like 23, 24, kind of like that like honey blonde hair pulled up in a ponytail under like one of those like blue like corporate visors that they give like
not the visor.
Cashiers all the time.
Not the visor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're wearing like a gray t-shirt with like the Pokemart apron over top of them.
Cool. Hey, what's up? Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Are you all ready to check out?
Yeah. Here, let me help you out. And I start piling everything on the counter, and then I get to the Premier Ball, and I'm like, oh, hey, you guys are selling these?
Oh, yeah. That's a weird item. So essentially, they discontinued the Premier Ball promotion, so we're just selling the stock that we have for normal Pokeball prices.
Interesting. So this is
and they're actually I think the sign said half off because we're getting rid of the last of our stock.
Yeah, so the sign said half off, but there wasn't a price. So what do we have?
So if they're going for normal Pokeball prices, that's going to be 200 cut in half to 100 Poke per Premier Ball. Yeah, no, there was this essentially like Silphco discontinued the product, so they're probably not going to be making any more anytime soon.
Bummer. Wow. In that case, as she's like ringing it up, Coryne is doing some quick maths. Can you like scan that 4 more times, and I'll just go pick up 4 more of those?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I've got this little like she pulls out like one of those little like cardboard like laminated mats that have like all the different like little scanning things on it. She pop gets it for you 4 more times. So you're gonna get a total of 5, or is that 4 total?
Don't get overcharged.
Total of 5.
Okay, total of 5. I wanted to clarify that.
All right.
Because she said 4 more, and I wanted to clarify that that's what she was going for.
Yeah.
As you pull that, the stock, there's about 12 total, so you pull 5 out of that.
Oh shit.
So that means there's 7 left.
As I'm at, if any of the rest of my team of my group is like
whatever you don't
me,
buy, I'm gonna get the rest of them.
You just see Coryne
I'm getting
just being
one.
like,
Burrty wants to try and get 1.
Burrty gets one. I'll
one.
buy whatever's not there. Sans 1.
So I want to clarify. It's like when you go to a Walmart and you see like the golden amiibos just all on a shelf on the Walmart, where like some employees just like put them out because they've discontinued them.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell the rest? You said you tell the rest of the party about this?
oh yeah, if anybody see Coryne just goes $100, $100, 100 Poke, 100
Seth,
Poke. Oh my
you
god.
are a Pokeball collector, Seth, as we've mentioned in the past. Roll me a human history check.
In all of human history, they've never been this.
No. There is potentially relevant information for Seth to uncover via this roll to the campaign.
Well, it's education die, and I get to add a 1 to it for my badge. 12.
12. Okay, so you got an 11
I'm
plus
sorry,
1.
I'll take it back. 12.
No, we're keeping the 12.
Keep it.
That's how that's working. So as you kind of like, as Coryne kind of calls you over, you see the promotion and there's immediately a click of confusion in your brain. And Coryne kind of very quickly, I'm assuming, explains what the cashier had said. And Seth, that is very confusing to you because the Premier Ball promotion is something that has been around your entire life. This is something that is, if suddenly Silphco is discontinuing the Premier Ball, which is one of those like chase promotional items, something is wrong.
Okay. And there hasn't been any like news aside from this happening right now about Silphco that
You can look it up if you'd like.
Not on my own tech. I'll do it when we get back to the Pokemon Center.
Okay.
To look it up. So noting that that's something I'll do.
Noting that in your head. Okay.
Looking at the Pokeballs as I take them out, does anything seem wrong with them? Like defects or?
Some of them look like a little dusty, but like other than that, they seem fine. Yeah. They seem like the Premier Balls that like when you were very young and wanting to become a Pokemon trainer, you thought about like just going like, if I go buy 60 Pokeballs, I could do a whole team in just Premier Balls. But that's so much money. It's one of those things where yeah. It's really weird to see this abundance of a chase item just put on a shelf. Actually, you rolled a 12, which is really good.
I mean, I am.
You're really good, and you're very familiar. Like, this is like Seth knowledge. You're a breeder. You keep up to date on all of the corporate stuff when it comes to a lot of the Pokemon breeding world. You are a Pokeball collector. You look down the line, every Sylph product is on clearance.
What else does Sylph make?
Sylph makes a lot of things.
What's that extra
but I'm talking
like?
more about accessories. I'm less talking about battle items.
Okay.
At this point in time. You do spot a luxury ball though for only 800 versus 1,000.
Wow, 20%.
But it seems like most Sylph products at this point are getting marked down. Regardless, there's a pile of Premier Balls in front of you. Gavin, you said you were excitedly going to take one?
I'm going to take one.
Okay. You reach in and you cop yourself that white Pokeball with a clean red line going all the way around it. It is one of the cleanest Pokeball designs by far, if not the cleanest.
I want to inspect it real quick. I want to make sure there's nothing funky going on with these.
As I said to Seth, looking at them, they are Pokeballs. They are exactly what they're supposed to be.
So they're not trying to peddle off damaged goods. I am going to buy a bunch of food. So I'm getting rations for me. I'm getting flying food, bug food, and poison/dark type food.
Okay.
I'm spending something like 1,250 on that. I did add it up earlier, but 850.
Okay.
850 Poke on food total.
Okay.
Then I'm spending 600 Poke on a Great Ball.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend the extra 100 on the Luxury Ball.
On the Premier Ball.
Yeah, Premier Ball. Sorry.
Yeah, Luxury Ball would be an extra 800. 800. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, easily enough. All of that is very attainable, and you've already had this kind of like conversation with the others about the Premier Ball, so you have yours, and you check out. Vermilion is gonna. I'm gonna give Matt another second to vamp. Vermilion is gonna. I want you to know I'm cutting to your eyes there. Vermilion goes through, and they pick up obviously their bug food. They re-up on their fire type food. But as Vermilion walks up, those of you who are kind of watching notice they lean in and kind of ask the cashier about something, but it doesn't quite catch your ears what it is. The cashier responds, "Oh no, I'm sorry, we don't carry that, unfortunately. You'd have to check one of our other branches." They go, "Oh, okay, good to know, thank you." And they end up grabbing all the rest of their stuff and walking away. So.
No, I can't let it go. I'm so sorry. Hey, are you
there
looking
you
for
go.
something
I was like, you two are crying.
I have more time to shop.
Curious. I'm curious.
I was like, there's no way y'all bitches are gonna leave that alone. I know you. I know who you are.
Coryne is like leaned up. You know how like by the doors to like leave. Coryne is kind of leaned up, just waiting for everybody else, and just goes looking for something specific.
It's just something I'm keeping my eye out for. Nothing that I need right now.
Okay. Do you want help keeping an eye for it or not really?
I guess yeah. I'm keeping an eye out. So this is kind of a rarer item that didn't really go into big production till a couple years ago. But I'm looking for a Magmarizer.
A Magmarizer.
It's essentially just like something that I could attach to Zippo's Pokeball once he evolves to get him from his stage 2 to his stage 3.
Oh, cool. A Magmarizer.
Yeah.
Is that like
They're kind of really rare.
Are they made by somebody specific or?
It's kind of interesting. Magmarizers can exist in a couple different forms. Like the patent's kind of open, but the reason that they're kind of rare is because they're hard to make. For example, one of the elements used in it can only be found in like hardcore volcanoes. One of the reasons I'm excited to go to Cinnabar is I might not need one, but I always like to keep an eye out for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look out for it too, and if I see one, I'll let you know.
With that, we finally come to the moment of truth. Seth, have you finished your shopping?
So I'm going to get the Pokeballs. I will get 3 normal food rations. I already have some on me, but I'll just stock up. And because I think the normal and flying is actually no, I'll scratch that for flying because I already have normal food, so I'll make it flying instead.
Okay.
And then I will get what was that going to be? That was 300 from that. 4 regular rations. So that'd be 400 in total, I believe.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
So, with that, I believe all of you have all of the things you were going to get, and none of it needed a ton of permissions on it. So, with that, you have all stocked up for your journeys. And I think the only thing you guys wanted to do before you headed out properly was, Seth, you wanted to check the Pokelab, or the computer lab at the Pokemon Center, for any information on Silphco. And then, Gavin, you had something?
Yeah, it's real quick. I'm not keeping my Premier Ball for anything specific. I'm immediately going to take Ava out of her Pokeball and transfer her to the Premier
So there's
Ball.
a machine that will do that at the Pokemon Center, so you can
cool.
absolutely do that while you're there. Yeah, you just use a trade machine, but you can use it with your own 2 Pokeballs.
Okay, cool.
So it's fine. Yeah, 100% while Seth is heading down to the
Can Pokemon evolve that way?
You have to do stuff on top of it, but possibly.
Potentially. But yeah, the energy that a trade machine puts Pokemon through often causes ones, if they have specific items attached, to evolve. So, Seth, you head to the Pokemon Center computer lab. It is pretty quick once you go Google to find what the source of Silphco's clearancing is. Silphco, as a company, is going into not a merger, but they are going to be bought out by Vasco.
Dang. Madeline Boston wanted the
there's-
premiere promo? Weak. All right, I'll talk to her about it. I'll talk her out of making that mistake.
Seth, that is a piece of information that when you receive it, it is such a weird feeling because it's one of those things where Silphco has been around your entire life. It has been around for a lot of people's lives. It is a very well-known, well-respected Poketech company. And Vasco has only been around a couple of years. I mean, a couple of years is closer to like a decade. But it is odd to hear that Silphco's name will continue to exist, but they are being acquired by Vasco. And then you see how the announcement happened. Instead of the normal articles that you read through, instead you come across a brief that was delivered from Vasco earlier this morning. You see that there is a small podium that on the front is branded Vasco. And there stands Adeline Voss, a very, very well-known scientist, researcher, breeder. She is the icon of Poketech in the current era. She stands at about 5'8", with dark purple-red hair that's kind of pulled up into this very professional bun with this kind of intricate braid that goes down the side. You see that she is has like a very severe set of like slick silver glasses, and she looks like she's maybe in like her like mid-30s, but she gives off the air of someone who is timeless. And as she's there, it is that moment where the video starts and it feels very much like she's giving an announcement that is strong and hard, and that it's something that is going to be hard for her to say. But as she begins to talk about the announcement, talking about the acquisition of Silphco by Vasco, she has this natural charisma about her to where she occasionally does crack a smile or a grin towards the camera. And she announces that one of the reasons, and I apologize, this I feel like would have a bit more impact if I could read out in her voice, but unfortunately with my throat, I'm just going to be giving you the synopsis that I have. She begins to read through her notes, and one of the reasons that they are announcing this now is because Vasco wished to announce the acquisition of Silphco as they announced their newest, most revolutionary product. And you see she kind of taps twice on her stand, and 2 researchers, white lab coats, come out, wheeling out what looks like a small silver, like when you know like those trays that they have in like every hospital ever that like are wheeled carts. She pulls them out and she references the cart next to her, and she goes, With our acquisition of Silphco, we are happy to announce the newest and most revolutionary item in perhaps the history of Pokemon training and in our relationship with Pokemon. I present to you what Vasco has been rumored to have been working on for some time, the Omni Stone, an evolutionary stone that is able to evolve any Pokemon regardless of prerequisite, type, item requisite, the Omni Stone. And she gestures, and you see that there is this crystalline structure of purple, blue, and green that sits on the tray. It is this... It literally looks like, to be honest, people took like every type of evolutionary stone and just started slamming them together, to be frank. It is this beautiful crystalline structure. And as she presents it, the camera kind of cuts and zooms into it. And then the stream cuts to images of different Pokemon. It begins with a Clefairy, presented with the Omni Stone. There's that white glow, and it becomes a Clefable. Then there's a presentation of a Growlithe, presented with the Omni Stone. It becomes an Arcanine. And then you see things that don't make nearly as much sense. There's a Pidgeotto, presented with the Omni Stone. It becomes a Pidgeot. Pidgeotto do not require stones to evolve. The Omni Stone that they are revealing in this tech brief is something that you as a breeder, Seth, and I want to clarify, you are the only one currently watching this brief. At the moment, Vermilion has gone off to grab food for lunch. I believe Coryne was probably going to be checking out a lot of her new stuff with her Pokemon. Gavin, at this point, has gone up to work with the trade machine. You are sitting alone in this computer lab, and you feel everything you know about Pokemon breeding, the foundations of it, kind of shake just a little bit. How are you feeling?
It seems cool, like in theory, like being able to just evolve a Pokemon whenever without any type of like prerequisites, I guess. But it also seems unnatural, if that makes sense, because these things aren't necessarily natural. It's weird. It's a really weird, like, highs and lows feeling of things that, like...
And what's he look like as he's kind of absorbing this? Like, what's the expression on his face? What's his body language?
Just, like, trying to, like... Yeah, a lot of less squinting and, like, trying to look at the Omni Stone to figure out like bits and pieces of it to be like, okay, could that be where that comes into play? Or like trying to analyze it from a screen, from a distance, like trying to understand it as best as possible from an outside perspective without personally being right there to kind of like learn more about it.
Does Seth make it all the way through to the end of the video?
How long is the video?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Okay. The reason that I ask this is because there is an advertisement at the end of the video that Adeline Voss announces. And we would like to announce that while these will be going on shelves in late June, we are going to be giving away the first commercially available Omni Stone as a prize for a tournament that Vasco will be sponsoring in Seafoam City on February 24th. Trainers, we are excited to see you there and hope you will continue to support Vasco with your purchases in the future. Thank you for joining us. And she closes the presentation.
Cool.
But Seth, currently, you are the only person with this information, Seth. You are the person who went and looked it up. You are the player that went out of your way to find this information, so you're currently the only one with it.
Did it show how many people saw that? I'm like, people live saw it?
Well, considering the video came out this morning, it's closer to a YouTube video than like a Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it, I would say easily like 2.4 million views in 16 hours.
Cool.
Yeah.
And today's date is...
I actually have today's date because I've been keeping track. Go me.
Proud of
Go
you.
me.
Good job.
Quick. I'm so proud of myself. Today is January 18th, so you have just over a month to get to Seafoam if you want to take part in that tournament. Seth, what does it look like as you kind of finish up that video? What are your immediate actions that you take?
I set a reminder for that date February 4th?
24th.
Already off to the great start. And then I'm gonna link the like announcement video and then forward that to my mom. And then be like, have you and Dad seen this?
I think they'd call you. I straight up think you'd get a phone call immediately after you send that text.
Oh, wow. It was an email, but okay.
You send that email, you're gonna get a phone call. You're plugged into a computer lab right now. They're gonna take the chance they can to video call.
Yeah, I know my phone's not really.
Yeah. So Seth, immediately after you text that to your parents, there's a
okay, I can do this. Okay. Boop.
You go on the screen, and I don't believe you've had a phone call with this character since it probably began. Have you had a phone call with your father since the campaign began?
Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
Remember, I hung up the first time. I mean, my phone wasn't ringing the first time.
Okay.
Screened it.
You see your father in a kind of mid-40s, older black man with kind of like that like fisherman's stubble that exists, where it's kind of black into gray with like a little bit thicker on the sides, and a little shorter on the front. With his fishing cap over his head, and you see he's wearing his Omni vest, the vest that has fucking everything that you've ever needed to be
There's so many
a
pockets.
breeder, a gym leader, and anything. It is the ultimate cargo vest that he has over himself.
Shoulder pockets jerky, if you ever need a snack.
Oh my god.
There's that kind of like, it really is. And it depends, depending on which shoulder, it's either turkey jerky or fish jerky.
Pocket jerky.
It's disgusting.
But you see there's like that kind of like snaggle tooth, like scar over his eyebrow where you caught that fishing hook when you were a kid directly into his face.
If anything, it was accuracy, but
but as he's there, you see that he is stressed. You see, looking at him, he's still smiling. He goes, "Hey son, you sent me a link just now."
yes. Did.
You still in Viridian City?
Yes, I am.
And you're still planning on going? Yeah.
Casually flash the badge, but like not trying to like point it out, but I am trying to point it out, but I am not trying to point it out.
You went and secretly battled the gym leader.
Maybe. I did.
I'm
It was
proud
good.
of you.
Thanks.
I'm assuming I can look it up later.
Yeah, yes. I think he said he was going to talk to you later, but I don't know. That could have been me just like thinking about the conversation. I kind of blacked out for like 20% of it.
Why is Umbri-owned trending on Pokegram?
Umbri-owned?
Umbri-owned? Hashtag Umbri-owned?
Oh my god.
That's canon. No, that's canon.
Incredible.
That's, make a note of that, editor Aaron. That's canon now.
Embryo.
Hashtag Umbri-owned.
Well, son, I am proud of you, and I am going to watch that video. But I think you realize a lot of the implications about what you just sent me that a lot of people don't. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if others should. I don't know. It's cool in terms of like a developmental thing, but I don't know if that should be like a commercially available thing for anybody, let alone it go away to the first person that wins a tournament.
I'm glad you agree, because I filed an injunction with the league this morning against it.
Okay. Did anyone else support it?
I've been talking to a couple of the other gym leaders, and they agree. Some of them less than agree. Surprisingly, Surge was really vocal about this one. But
I actually met his grandson on the road. I could understand the like family lineage of their attitudes, but otherwise,
hot-headed
pretty-
kid, yeah.
Yeah.
You're still planning on going against what your mother said, right? You're going to Cinnabar?
I thought she was agreeable to that after I had sent the message to you. I can always change the route if...
Son, agreeable and agreeing to are not always the same thing.
This
She
is
might
true.
have agreed to it.
But I haven't shown her the badge. That might help make her feel better about it. So...
How about I just show her the battle, and that'll prove for itself.
And then bring up the yes. Yeah.
Can you do me a favor, then?
Of course. Yeah. What's up?
If you end up on Seafoam when that tournament happens, you don't necessarily have to enter, you don't have to win. but whoever wins, can you try and just sidebar them? Maybe have some conversation, see if you can get a few photos. I would like to be able to research this, and I'm sure your mom would love a crack at it. But a lot of our friends in the researching business are under new management. I don't know if you've heard, but Vosco is acquiring Silphco.
Yes, did you see all of these premiere balls? I just bought, they are on sale. They're selling promotional items. What is up with that?
Well, there's a lot of good people who are either not going to have their job soon or they're going to be under new management. So a lot of the times I'd ask a lot of my friends there, if you manage to actually get your hands on any piece of that stone, I've got some friends north of Fuchsia who might be able to help research it a bit, and I would love it if you could run that. If not, that's fine. I know that we've been a little hesitant on giving you delivery jobs with ever since,
It's fair. I do want to say, if there was more pressing questions or hypothetical question, if you had to ask, I don't know, Adeline Voss a question about the stone thing, what would you ask if you were prompted with an option?
Considering I just filed an injunction against her on national court, probably shouldn't be asking her anything.
So that's the point of the hypothetical part of it, is if you were able to ask a question.
I don't even know where I would want to start. I think that there's something natural about Pokemon evolution, even stone based, right? But, yeah. This is something that I'm conscious about and would like to just know more about.
Okay. All this to say, Dad, I, from winning my battle, have acquired a direct contact with Adeline through Silver. It was kind of like a bet we took before I had challenged his Umbreon of, if I battle him and win, he would put me in contact with her. So, I was like, go big or go home, and I'm not coming home yet. So, if you have any questions you want me to ask her, or
okay,
casually,
I will actually take you up on that.
Because otherwise, now that this has happened, I don't know what I was gonna. I was probably just gonna ask for an autograph on their recipe book, but this seems much more important.
I want to take a step back. We started talking about some really serious stuff really quickly, and I just want to take a moment to say, you're doing the Cerulean Gym proud. I'm proud of you, and you're doing a good job.
Yes, and you'll be happy to know at the end of the battle, you'll see it. But big shout outs to Cornucopia.
I told you don't have to advertise this everywhere.
But I feel like the more you hear it and the more you hear the slogan, it'll catch on to more people, and they'll be like, "Oh,
it's a good slogan."
We
did a great job.
The more it's out there, the more people will recognize it, and it'll all come back to us. But anyway, you'll see it in the VOD. But I appreciate it nonetheless. I thank you very much.
For now, maybe keep the contact Adeline Voss. Maybe don't mention that to your mom quite yet. She had a lot bigger of a reaction than I did, given that she was a ranger for so many years.
That's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
She's already looking into Vosco, but everything they've done for research has been above board. But she's sensitive on the subject ever since dealing with those poachers a few years back.
True. Well, if anything else comes to note that you want to ask, because I'm not gonna cash this in right now, because this was 20 minutes ago. I think, I don't know what time is, but if there are questions that you want to ask, or that Mom wants to ask, if you casually get more things that you think she might be interested in, just shoot them my way. I'll get them in however quick I can receive messages on this Pokegear. But just let me know, and I'll ask them at some point and make a little list.
This meeting is going to turn into an interrogation so fast.
Adeline Voss, if that is your real name.
Shakedown!
Okay. I'm proud of you, son.
Hey, proud of you too. That's not what I should say. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you got some friends with level heads on their shoulders.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. They
All right.
are my friends.
I've got some battles I've got to get to, but it's good to hear from you. You should call home more often.
Hey, I will do my best. And could you start? I don't know the setup you have for your battle, but can you start with Gravy this time? Usually start with Wishbone, but like everyone already knows that. Just go for Gravy first.
We're still in the first week of battles. I like to show off.
That's fair.
Okay, fine. I'll start with Gravy. I'll start with Gravy.
Cool.
I'll start
All
with
right.
Gravy. I'll send you the VOD when it's done.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Boop. Meanwhile, another member of our crew has also received a phone call that I feel like would take in a fair amount of her attention.
Oh.
Because this is going to be your decision whether or not this becomes a phone call. Because you're going to receive a text message.
Oh. What's the text say?
It is from Poppy. It is all caps. And it simply says, "Have you seen this? ? ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! ! with a URL linked underneath it.
I read the URL. Is there like a HTTPS at the beginning? Because
Yes, there is actually.
okay, just making
it
sure
is.
it's not like a scam. Because Poppy, I feel like, has had her phone hacked before.
No, that's super valid. That's super valid and fair.
With a free max revive.
Yeah, it was like free Pokeballs, and I was like, Poppy, change your passwords.
No, you see Crimson Combat Continues in Pewter City by Christine Rosewalker is the name of the article.
Oh, like a preview pop. Okay, I click on it.
Okay. And you click on the link and it takes you to an article back on January 7th. So this is maybe like 11 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
There were those attacks on the Pewter City police centers by a lot of the Crimson Rockets. Several explosions went off, the police centers were rendered unusable, and that kind of started this open warfare in the streets of Pewter thing that's kind of happening.
Yeah.
This is a recap of basically everything that has happened in the past 11 days since then. It talks about, it describes a dystopian place to live. It describes individuals, like average citizens who are so stubborn because of the place they grow up. Like Pewter is the most stubborn city in all of Kanto, who, because the police are essentially like handicapped by their fight with the Crimson Rockets, there are individuals in the streets going after them now. It's coming to the point where there is vigilantism, open warfare, Pokemon battles in the streets regularly in Pewter City. It is terrifying, but it is also not information that you didn't already know, and you're confused as to why Poppy would send this article.
Does it mention Red anywhere? Champion Red?
There are lots of mentions of Champion Red, referencing that Red himself has actually been present in Pewter for the last few days. There are references of the Ace trainers coming down from the Indigo Plateau to try and help. Thus far, a lot of that has seemed less than productive. It seems like there are only so many steps they can take without raising the city that is Pewter. Crimson seem like they're embedded deep. They're a tick right now.
Jesus.
They're in deep.
Did they like infiltrate?
But again, a lot of this is...
Okay, yeah.
A lot of this is information that you are not surprised about because you were pretty caught up with things going on with the Rockets. It's still confusing as to why Poppy would send you this article and why she would expect you to know something from this.
I start scanning the article. Like, who wrote it?
Christine Rosewalker. She's a pretty well-known like drama crime reporting journalist. She's delivered a fair amount of these style of articles in the past.
Didn't she write the article about my dad?
She did write the article about your dad.
I know for a fact I've heard that name before.
Yeah, that's
Christine
correct.
Rosewalker.
Does Aaron keep track of every journalist and the articles he's written? Absolutely the fuck he does.
Are there any pictures that are embedded into the article?
There are photos that are embedded into the article. And this is where you get to exactly what Poppy was asking.
If I
Because as
see
you
what I
glance
think I'm
down-
going to see, I'm going to lose my mind.
What, are you talking about a lanky late teenage boy
I
in a Crimson Rockets outfit.
He's not!
Oh no!
Motherfucker.
You see a young man with an Umbreon and a Primeape among the people fighting in Pewter City. As you see Graham, your childhood bully, an individual you have interacted with in the past, wearing the reds and blacks of the Crimson Rockets.
I assume it's like an action shot. What exactly is happening in the shot?
At this point, that is a shot that was kind of... So imagine like a long street with a barricade in the middle of it. What you see is that there are two ace trainers with a Victory Belt and a Blastoise using a Razor Leaf and a Hydro Pump towards members of the Crimson Rockets. And there are Crimson Rockets who are using their Pokemon to essentially deflect the attacks. It seems like the Primeape is holding, it's probably some sort of protect ability, and the Umbreon is returning fire with what looks like some sort of Shadow Ball.
I call Poppy.
Okay, you call Poppy. Doesn't ring for more than half a goddamn second. Poppy does the thing where she's got her little device and it's like here on her face. Oh my god, Coryne, oh my god.
Wait,
Have you seen this?
What the hell?
Her glasses are like getting pushed up by the phone.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
It's 5 inches from the face. Thank you. Okay, what the hell? No, I didn't see that.
I mean, we knew he was going to go bad one day, but I didn't expect him to go that bad.
There's
I thought he was just going to sell drugs.
There's no fucking way. The Crimson Rockets? I mean, he was an asshat, but he wasn't that bad.
I don't know. Apparently, he is that bad.
No.
You see Poppy kind of like takes the device and sits it on the counter, doing that thing where it's like kind of at a slight up angle because you can see Poppy's pacing at this point.
So he's not doing gyms. I cannot believe he joined the Crimson Rockets. Have you heard anything else about it? Have you seen anything else?
No, I wouldn't have even known he was involved if I didn't see the photo. I spit my coffee across my desk this morning when I saw it.
I'm thankful I wasn't drinking anything. That is insane.
Right? And I don't know, but you're heading north right now, right?
Yeah. Hey, is his mom still in town?
I mean, if she's still in the hospital, yeah.
I literally cannot believe after what happened to our home, that fucking happened.
I mean, it's not the Blue Rockets. It's the worst one.
They're you know how I feel about this. I don't give a there's no I don't give a damn. A rocket is a rocket. Like,
that's a good way to look at it. And it's just like she kind of like puts her hand on her desk. And she's got like the full like cocked out hip, hand on her desk, like stressed like posture. I don't know where to go with that. Cuz like I got a call like what is it like how long ago was the attack on the Pokemon Center? Like 3-4 days ago, 5 days ago? Asking because he doesn't have anybody for them to call, the police, asking if I knew where his whereabouts were.
Were they asking for like?
They apparently wanted to check in about a statement at the Pokemon Center. Which also means, by the way, he has made it to Pewter in such a short amount of time. Somebody picked him up or something. Because it has only been like, 4 days and he's already there in uniform?
That's what I'm saying. Something is not right about that. Listen, Graham was never awesome.
No, he was an asshole. He bullied me for like all of our childhood.
Right, but I did give him several black eyes. So I mean, again, he was an asshole, but I find it really hard to believe that this is where he's ending up right now.
Like, I know that like the internet to incel pipeline exists, but like I didn't expect him to go from bully to Unabomber in like a couple weeks.
Actually, you know what?
The Unabomber exists in the world of Pokemon.
Sure, why not?
It does now.
Voltorb exists.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
That's not getting cut.
Well,
I'm telling you right now.
Okay. That's absolutely insane. If you see him anywhere near Pallet, you're going to call me, right?
No shit, but first I'm calling the Ace Trainers.
Good.
That's crazy to me, though. It's like,
No, have you told anybody else about this?
Who else am I gonna tell? Gary hasn't been here in fucking a week.
Where's Gary?
It's been just me manning the entire research lab. Well, Professor Oak has been still up at Indigo. He went up at Indigo the day that you guys were here, and then he hasn't been back.
Did he say why he was going?
No, remember he left on a Dragonite? That whole thing happened?
Okay, and he still hasn't talked. You need to have some words or a raise because that is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm too busy to have words with him. Oh no, I'm charging him.
Good.
Remember, I get to fill out the books too because he's not here.
Smart.
I'm making that bag.
Had a girl. Love it.
I've been rocking the entire lab this week. I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else, and I saw this morning. That's why I texted it to you. But I don't know. You guys aren't planning on heading all the way to Pewter, are you?
No, actually, I'm gonna be back in town in a couple days. We're passing back through so that way we can head to Cinnabar.
You're headed to Cinnabar.
What's that face?
I'm assuming that you haven't been checking the weather on Route 21 anytime recently, have you?
I mean, I know the storm happened, but didn't that clear up? What's going on?
Happened is the wrong tense of that word.
Happening still?
There is still a ton of little storms all over that region. Whatever those Gyarados did to that region, it is still rough. So I'm not saying it's not safe for travel. People have passed through, but I'd almost rather you go to Terrorist City.
Are you kidding? That's a little dramatic. You would rather us go to Terrorist City than to
No,
have...
that was a joke.
Okay.
That's a little joke. Route 21 is going to be safer than Pewter. But I can probably hook you guys up with maybe some stuff that might help. Swing by the lab before you guys get on your way, and I'll see if I can help. Because what Pokemon are you guys going to be riding through the route?
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure... Oh, who had the connection to the captain? I think it was Gavin. Gavin did? I think Gavin got us a ride on a boat.
Okay. It would make me feel better if I sent one of the professor's Pokemon with you. Do you want to take the Lapras just in case?
Are you sure?
Obviously, it's not cleared for battle. You couldn't use Lapras for battling, but if you guys got stranded somewhere, I'd feel more comfortable.
Oh. Okay.
Also, I'm the only one who can fill out the paperwork because the professor's not here.
I mean, I guess...
This is what happens when you leave me alone in your lab.
You teach him a lesson. Okay. I mean, if you think that's cool and we're not going to get in trouble for that, I guess...
Honestly, if you don't even need her, you can just leave her in the Pokeball the whole time. She'll be in stasis. She won't even know. But if you end up needing her in an emergency, that might help.
And how do I get her back to you if...
Oh, I can send it to your Pokemon Center. And as soon as you get to the next Pokemon Center, you can pop her back to the research lab.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll see you in a couple days. Thanks for this heads up, by the way. That's wild, but...
What? I mean, you're the only person I talk to right now. Who else am I going to gossip with?
You know what? You get anyone, the
only other person who has been keeping me company the last couple days, and she leans down and picks up a familiar Growlithe. She picks up as she's like, this is the only dude who I've talked to for the last week other than you. And she like shakes him a little bit. And he goes,
easy. Maybe you should get it. I mean, why don't you? I don't know. I feel bad.
Do what?
I don't know. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
I don't know how to make friends not in the workplace. You're the only one I got to talk to. What am I going to go date? I know everyone who's been here.
Oh yeah. No. No.
It's like either someone who I grew up with or a passing by trainer. Those are my two options right now.
I mean, we'll talk about that when I get back. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He is in a prime position for a series of one-night stands.
And that's not what she wants. That's not what she wants.
It's not the vibe, man.
She reads all those smutty romantic novels that she wants to hold on to. All right, love you. I'll call back if I hear anything. When are you heading out here?
We'll be heading out today. I should get there in a couple days.
Okay. Keep me updated. I'll see you. I'll have Lapras ready to go. And I'll see if I can get you any other updates about stuff going on. Also, and then she just starts like rambling on about other complaints that she has. It's probably another like 5 minutes before she actually hangs up. She's one of those people who says goodbye like 6 times before the conversation actually ends.
Yes. And I end up getting off the phone by being like, oh, hey, you know what? I gotta go really quick, but save this because
Wait, Coryne, are you talking to Poppy?
No.
Hey, Poppy.
Love you. Be safe. Bye. And I hang up.
Oh, I want to talk
Okay.
to Pop. Okay. well.
We're gonna see her in a couple days.
Gavin.
Gavin sat by the trading machine. We are unbeatable, train until we meet our goal.
Gavin, you get up to the trading machine actually, and it is this like cylindrical object up on a table with two like half dome like bowl cups on either side of it where two Pokeballs can be perfectly sat into it. And you said you're transferring Ava from
A standard
normal
Pokeball
to the Premier Ball.
into a Premier Ball.
Okay. So you place both on either end of the machine, and you find the setting for swapping Pokeballs, and you initiate the transfer. And immediately, like two rings of metal to the middle and starts to pull apart, and you see this like arcing golden light in the glass case in front of you. And it's done.
That was faster. I brought a book. That was going to take all day.
The other Pokeball is expended. You no longer have access to
Yep.
that Pokeball. It's
I'm
just
assuming
been
there's a
used.
bin here for that
Yeah,
exact
it's-
reason.
You toss it in. There's just like Pokeballs, just like
Like
probably
a-
like 30 of them.
like
It doesn't
Just
get cleaned out often.
what is it?
Yeah.
A Garborger? Just like.
There's gotta be some substance in here they can reuse. As a
Yeah,
recycling
there
bin.
is definitely a recycling bin, but it's like it's not cleared often. So there's probably like 20, 30 Pokeballs just sitting there.
This pencil was made with 50% Pokeball.
Zachary, you're not supposed to throw away batteries. You're supposed to take them to a battery bin specifically.
Bring it back around real quick to what the fuck Matt said. It's Garbodor, but you said Garborger, and now I want a burger.
I like it. Garborger.
Garborger. That's the
but-
epic evolution.
Gavin, you have officially transferred Ava over to her new clean Premier Ball
Nice.
that you have access to. So then all of you are going to go ahead and gather. Joyless is going to go ahead and give you Bowie's Pokeball, Seth, as you walk up. Just, here you go. Your Pokemon is all healed up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys heading out? She kind of looks as all of you are kind of entering the lobby with all of your shit.
I think so. Will you miss us? Anyway, guys, what's the plan?
Yes.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yes, actually. I think you guys were interesting to have around.
Good to know, you know.
Love that.
Yeah, there was this entitled white dude that came through like a week ago. That guy sucked.
What do he look like?
He's blonde,
The most
maybe
serious-
like 5'4".
What did he look like?
Blonde, like had a Pichu. It was a cute Pokemon. But
It's Spike.
yeah.
Oh.
That guy sucked. So
Descendant
you
of
guys
Surge.
are way more interesting.
Oh.
Not sucked in like a bad way, but he was just very impatient.
Hey,
That's fair.
is there anything you like? I know you're a fan of my sister. Do you want to send like a message or something? I don't know if we're gonna be back through here again. This is an opportunity if you wanted to like say, hey, I think you're cool.
She leans over and writes something on like a pad, and she pulls it off and goes, "Why don't you just take my number?" And she hands it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want me to pass this on to Maisie?
No.
or-
Oh
If
my
I wanna-
god, dude,
Oh
take
my
a
God,
hint.
dude.
Alright.
Jeez.
Text me later, and then I'll have your number, and I can text you when I need to. Jesus, you're really bad at this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as you like take it, she's like, all right, whatever. I'll see you all at some point.
Can I do an empathy check there? Oh,
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
What vibe am I picking up?
Go for it.
No, it's not what vibe you're picking up, it's what vibe you're missing.
Completely.
It depends on the empathy roll. It depends on empathy roll difficulty 6.
I opted for the lower of the two die I could have rolled.
Okay.
Because I'm making this as a charisma, not as a charm, not int.
Okay.
So that's empathy. I have a +2 to that now because of my badge, so that's an 11.
11. 11 is really good as a roll. So with an 11, you are able to pick up that this person. It seems like Nurse Joy.
Oh, actually
this
12
Nurse Joy.
because of battle notoriety.
That's true. You have a badge now, so battle notoriety comes up with charm rolls. 100%. This person, how to put this, is very casual about giving you her number. In that it's not like a big deal for her, but she recognizes that how it can be interpreted and does that on purpose. So in the way of like, she like gives you her number, with the understanding that most people are going to go, assume that she wants to give that like a text or a date of some kind. Like, it's not a big deal for her, but she recognizes that it's kind of a big deal for other people. So she's very nonchalant about it. And if anything, seems to find your goofiness and unknowingness of social norms to be a little adorable.
So she's slightly fucking with me. Okay.
She's a
Slightly
burner
fucking
phone.
slightly
burner
fucking with
phone.
you, slightly interested
Okay, cool.
is the vibes you're getting.
Cool. Put it in the pocket. It's a pleasure meeting you, Nurse Joy.
You didn't even ask my first name. That's rude. Okay.
Wow.
You're really.
What?
I really get. She leans over to you with like a thick grin, with just like oh, it's the best. He's cute. He's cute. And she kind of like pushes you all on.
What?
The four of you now stand in kind of the
What
entranceway.
is-
Gavin, just a fucking befuddled mess of what's going on. Seth, actually, this has been kind of like funny to watch, but how are you presenting yourself in front of the group in terms of like the kind of upsetting information that you've received today?
I'm still my old like dope self, you know? Like, I'm zany, I'm there, I'm witty. Pow.
Oh no.
Is Seth
good.
as convincing as you are? Because that wasn't
He said,
convincing at all.
"Ah,
Yeah, no,
how are
I'm
you
very
guys?"
sick at the moment.
That's true. I'm also very ill.
No. I think Seth is still just his normal self,
Okay.
and is just taking it minute by minute, seeing how the day
Okay.
goes.
Well, I had intended on us beginning our travels to Pallet today, but given that we had some very good roleplay today, I'm going to go ahead and save that for next time. Thank you guys for joining us today on this episode of Pokemon Unbeatable. The next episode you see, I will still be sick because we're going to be recording it in 15 minutes. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable. If you want to support our podcast, please subscribe here and then head over to our Patreon, because our patrons get access to early episodes, bonus content, and rules breakdowns for our games. Thank you for sticking around and stay unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold, because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes. I'm gonna be the best trainer. You just wait, and I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.